I didn't like how this Apple opening drive bar closed right down here. It's just made me think twice about looking at that. AMD's about to crack lows here. Good volume on AMD. Definitely looks susceptible on the short side. I do not have a strong history of shorting AMD. It's actually one of the worst performers for me. Market is coming in here. I think I am going to take a shot on this AMD. 38.25, 38.40s. '60s, 39.20. See if we get any AMD on the short side. Historically, I'm not good at shorting AMD. We'll see how that goes. This Apple still in here, still feeling nervous about this because of the way that this first bar closed. So gonna let that sit. This AMD is moving downwards. We have this CFVI, which pulled in. Let's take a look at Lucid. Lucid is in no man's land. Apple is here. Let's go ahead and set an alert on Apple for high a day. 165, 65s, that's high a day. AMD is just collapsing now. Not sure if I'll be able to get those. Let's take a look at NEO, which is breaking down from pre-market lows quite strongly. Not a well-defined footprint there. Just really getting extended. Not a super well-defined footprint, but I do think that it might make sense to take a shot there between 3070s and 31s. 3070s. And 31s. Although he might not get it now. Might not get it now. Trying to get short both AMD and Apple here. Let's see if we get any of that. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA breaking down quite nicely, actually. 288.20s. Out above 289, 290. 288.20s. Looks like I got a little bit of AMD short on this retest here. Got a little bit of AMD short on this retest here. I'm going to look to cover half of it into low a day 136.70s. If we get a quick spike down, I'll also cover a partial there. Going to cover a piece there. See if we can crack lows here on this AMD. CFVI on lows. There's lows on AMD. Still have a quarter of my position on. Going to go ahead and set a stop. So the original stop that I had was, or my entry is rather 138.35. So I want to break even on this at the worst. So I'm going to let it breathe a little bit because this AMD could crack again. And 136, when we're below this again, there's a potential that it could come back out and stop me out here. But I have a quarter of my position on. If this AMD cracks further, which is definitely possible, it could just run. So let's see, NVIDIA, I don't think I'm getting these shorts anymore in NVIDIA. So let's go ahead and cancel that. And then NEO, the pop in NEO, I never got filled on the pop in NEO. There's AMD going below. And if we get a quick swipe down to 136, 10, I'd like to cover down there as well. Let's see if we get anything. There's Lucid on lows. Give NEO a little bit more time. Here's Lucid cracking pre-market lows. Looking somewhat weak here. This AMD is ready to crack pre-market or the low of the day. There it goes. We have AMD on lows. And I got filled for a little bit there at 19 cents. I have a little more partial left of my position. Gonna go ahead and cancel that and see if we got to dip down to 86 cents here. I'm gonna go ahead and move my stop down to 70, 80 cents here, 37.80 for the remainder. A little bit of a pop there on AMD. Let's take a look at this Lucid. It is forming up nicely. This NEO, I don't think I want anymore, but let's take a look at this Lucid. This AMD is popping back up. My stop is at 137.77, and so it's like right above here, and I am going to start using the trailer, the runner technique. So actually, 137, well, I don't want to give back another point on top of that on the runner. That just doesn't make sense. So see if we can get back down to lows, hit 135s. If we can get back down to 135s on AMD, I will cover another partial. This Lucid cracked pre-market lows here, and then oh, it's quite broken on the daily as well. Look at the context right there on the daily. So this Lucid cracked pre-market lows, but one of the large nodes is actually above pre-market lows, and it's not that extended, so I don't think you can take too much there. This AMD still bouncing around here. We have a tenth of the position on left, and I'm just going to let that bounce around and work. And there we go. The Lucid popped back above pre-market lows. Let's go ahead and start at the top of the list here. We have CFVI, which cracked pre-market lows after gapping up on positive news. I don't see a play there. We have Lucid, which we just looked at. It just popped back in. We have NEO, which I was trying to get short earlier, but pulled my orders. That is not the strongest looking footprint, and it seems to possibly have bottomed out right here. So we'll see that. We'll keep an eye on that. This Apple is above pre-market highs. I completely lost track of it, and this bar right here is very strong looking distribution on Apple right there. Very curious. Nvidia also, I wasn't able to get a fill there. That went down nicely. BABA is above pre-market highs. Interesting stuff here this morning. AMC, this XPEV, cracked. Tesla. I think this Apple is probably the most interesting thing. This on Apple here, I wonder, 165.80s. This 165.80s comes back down here. Look for long. What is our AMD doing? AMD is just bouncing around. It looks like I will likely get stopped out right here on my trailer. I'm out of AMD. Excuse me. I'm out of AMD. Left the runner on and got stopped out on it, but that's okay. Caught most of the move on that. So pretty good trade. Let's set a marker there so we can review it tonight.